fancy doing something bright and bold in your art journal today? Well, I have some inspiration and tips to get you experimenting with colour. And for you guys who are new here, then please do subscribe for your twice weekly art tips and techniques videos. Now, for those of you who saw last week's Sunday art video, you might recognise these paper rings. Yes, they are the leftover masks from my Easy Mixed Media mask video. And I said I was going to do a partner project for it, didn't I? Well, here it is, and watch the end so that you can see how this project compares to that last one. Now, if you missed that last video, then I've linked it up in the cards, and you'll also find it in the description below, along with all the products that I've used today as well. So do check that out by clicking the Show More button, or that little triangle that's near to the title if you're on mobile. So what am I doing today? Well, when I started off, I actually had no idea. I picked this page from my junk journal that already has some paint on it and just used some white paint to stick down the paper rings to the page and also to block out some of that background just behind them. Now, the idea was to add some lighter colours inside and outside of the paper rings. And originally it was going to be a red and an orange, but then the page sat for a few days after sticking the paper to it, and when I reached for this page to continue it, I had this urge to use some of my fluorescent paints. Don't ask me why, I have no idea. It might be because I've been thinking a lot about colour recently as I was exploring ways to use warm and cool colours together in a video for my patrons over on Patreon. But perhaps it was because they just caught my eye as the fluorescent orange was sticking out from a great pile of other paints when I entered my studio the day that I finished this. I don't know, maybe it was those two things together that drove this page forward. And I thought I would just throw caution to the wind and do something bold and different. It's important to kick out colour ruts from time to time, don't you think? We all have colours that we reach for, and you know, they might be our signature colours, ones that really attract us or work well with our style, and that's great and they're great. But every now and then it's good to experiment beyond these colours and, you know, just play with different colours and see how they'll work for you too. And I was looking at my last few projects and thought, well, I've been doing a lot of dual coloured projects recently because, well, dual colours are my usual go-to colour. I really like those kind of colours. I mean, they're very rich and they just sort of attract me. But I thought for today I would shake it up a bit and do something a little bit different. And I do love fluorescent colours. They're not colours I use a lot of, but when I do use them, I really enjoy playing with them. So what do you think? Maybe you guys would like to join me. Pick some different colours to play with today? So pick a colour combo that you don't usually use, something that you've perhaps wanted to play with recently but haven't got around to. This is the time to do it. And if it's something that you fancy doing, let me know in the comments. Then when you make your projects, link me up in social media so that I can see them, because I would love to see the results of your colour experiment. So if that sounds like fun, then yeah, go ahead, do it. It will be great fun to see it too, and see what we all come up with. Now, I can't say that this page was fully smooth running, and there were some areas of doubt and indecision. Yeah, it does happen, doesn't it? But they only lasted for the amount of time that each layer took to dry. Now, I knew that I didn't want to cover the background with something else. I wanted to keep that colour texture there. And also my last project, the partner project to this one, I did cover most of that background, so I wanted to do something that was different from that piece, as I really needed to move this whole idea on and not just repeat what I did before. But how to bring this piece together into a finished project? Well, that's the question that kind of bugged me throughout. Particularly when I got to the later layers on this. When you're starting out, you just put stuff down as best you can. But when you start getting to the, a few layers in and you're starting to think, well, where's this going? How's this going to look? And what can I do next? Well, that's when my thoughts were starting to go towards how is this going to look as a finished piece? Now black works really well with fluorescent colours, so I thought I would reach for some black modelling paste and use it through a stencil. That seemed like a good idea at this point. Now I personally prefer the golden light modelling paste, and I wish they did it in a black. I mean, you can tint it or paint over it. The Deco Art paste, it's already black, so, and it's a really nice black as well, so I used that instead. And it does the job, even though it's a slightly higher flow than the golden moulding paste, and also it doesn't hold its shape quite as well, but otherwise it's fine. Now before that was even dry, I decided to go in with another paper ring, and this time something that would dominate that foreground. And this is kind of where it all starts coming together for me. Now I should really have put this on with some matte medium, as that would have helped when I come to the next layer after this, but hindsight and looking back at my video, that's a great thing. But at the time I was actually doing this, I wasn't even thinking about what would happen after this layer, and I just grabbed for my gloss gel because I prefer the viscosity of it over the matte medium, and also it was nearer to hand. And well, I'll let you into a secret. A lot of my decisions whilst I'm in the flow are based on what is near to hand or easier to find. So to finish this piece, everything's dry. I decided to go in with a really intense black pencil from Conté. Now you can sharpen these with a knife and sandpaper. They're kind of gritty and have a textured feel to them, but I find that I can also sharpen it with a Faber-Castell sharpener as well, and that works nicely. But this type of pencil, it doesn't really keep its point for very long, but that makes it great for doing some really bold and expressive styles of sketching. So if you're looking for a pencil that does that kind of stuff, then this is a really good one. And it would have gone on this page a lot better, as I said, if I'd used matte medium rather than gel, but hey, whatever. So have fun with your bold colour play today. I can't wait to see the results. Do share, and all of my social media links are in the description. And of course, if you enjoyed this video, please do like it and share it. Have a great day, and I will catch up with you again for a nice arty chat on Wednesday. Or come and join the colour chat over on Patreon. See you guys later.